So for those of you that don't know that are watching us on YouTube, we also have lots of social channels. We're on Instagram, X. We have a TikTok. Am I missing anything, or is that? I think that's pretty much all of them. The main ones, at least. YouTube, obviously. But we did have some. We posted a video about it being wet at Daytona, and apparently, apparently people thought that was great because all of a sudden, next thing we know, we had a discussion on there about the difference between running in the rain with NASCAR versus running in the rain with Formula One. So Jake, I know you were kind of saying there's a lot more reasons and stuff like that, but I think maybe especially a lot of new NASCAR fans, maybe don't fully understand like what's the difference.
Well, I think the biggest thing is like with F1, the car is a lot lighter, so it's a lot easier to stop, right? I mean, the Cup car is, I think, at least 2 times as heavy, maybe 2 and
I think it is
2 1/4. But basically, stock car is 3,400 pounds. They don't have the same grip, they don't have the same suspension, and they definitely don't have the same downforce. Plus, the car is way heavier. So when you're going to run at 200 miles per hour, they just can't do it in the rain. You know, I mean, I think they're just now trying a wet weather package at Bristol. You know, so
yeah,
the F1 cars a lot lighter, way more downforce, and way big. Even the braking on an F1 car is tremendously better than a Cup car, and it's way heavier. You know, I was close.
You were almost nailed it, almost half.
Close. That was close.
Formula One about 1,800 pounds, and NASCAR is about 32, 33.
Wrong. Cup car Gen 7 is 3,400 pounds.
Whatever. Either way, still twice as heavy.
Yeah. So I mean that's really what it comes down to, and I mean the consistent rate of speed. You know,
yeah,
and the banking, something Formula One has nothing to do with. I mean, that water rolling off the edge, you can't even like. I'm not going to share that story. Anyways, I will say if it is a little bit moist, you can't even get up the track. You literally
wasn't there a few years ago where they had. I mean, well, this week we had 2 jet dryers crash into each other,
and the track was almost dry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people understand the banking at Daytona, just how steep that really
so
is.
Extreme.
Oh man,
because I mean, just walking through the tri-oval is difficult, and that's
18%.
That's nothing compared to the actual corners.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's something you have to consider. I think, like you said, the high rate of speed. And keep in mind, what was it last year's 500 or was it last year's 400 or the prior year's 400 where there was a little bit of mist in turn 1 and took out the whole field?
2 years. Last year?
2 years.
2 years ago? Yeah.
2 years ago when Dylan won.
A little bit of mist. It wasn't that much.
It wasn't a lot, and it wiped the whole field out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the difference, too. You're running a slick there. You're not running a rain tire.
True.
You sure Byron wasn't up front?
But even then, I mean, the rain tires, they're just not made for that speed. And if you have, I mean, it wasn't a torrential downpour, but it was not letting up. I mean, Daytona
constant.
got like 3 inches of rain or something like that in 48 hours. It just kept going. Even our campsite, me and Nate walk out Sunday morning, and the grass is 2 inches underwater.
Jeez.
The top of the grass, 2 inches underwater. I mean,
and we're both just staring at it like,
no.
We have to take the RV out of here.
Put the tracks on there from the tank and hope you make it.
No.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there's just a bunch of things that just don't. I don't think it'll ever happen.
No, not at super speedways.
No.
I think you could probably get away with it on, say, like a short track, where you got much lower speeds, and stuff like that. They've already tried it, and it actually did do pretty good. So,
the other major thing is the visibility factor. NASCAR run. What's Formula One? 20-something cars.
He's right there.
So
I think 18,
on
19,
3-4 mile road courses where speeds are slower, NASCAR's running 1.5 miles with double the field.
Well, and something else.
Visibility is going to be non-existent. It's just never going to happen.
Well, look at Coda.
You can be the best guy in the whole world, but if you can't see,
was it?
I mean, what are you going to do?
What was it? Was it the first race at Coda they
Get a good
did?
spotter.
Oh, you mean that freaking she-show, bro?
Yes.
That thing was terrible.
The first time that we went to Coda, it was pouring, and they went on that backstretch, and you're doing 160, 170 miles an hour. You can't see anything.
What was the what was that race in F1 a handful of years ago? It was pouring rain, and they wrecked the entire field.
Oh, I don't
all
remember.
but like 3-4 cars.
Well, shoot, wasn't it Monaco this year? Monaco this year,
yeah,
it was
but
raining.
it was a little bit of rain. I'm talking about like a rain with standing water on the track.
But why aren't we talking about it wasn't raining, and there were so many wrecks this weekend?
Yeah.
Imagine if they tried to run it in the rain. That's ridiculous.
you imagine the truck
They might have
series?
slowed down and not wrecked.
Can you imagine the truck series running in rain? There wouldn't have been a truck cross that line.
We literally
We'd
would
still be there.
We'd still be there.
yeah.
Under caution still.